Hello and welcome, I'm bballjo, and this is a brand new game called Truck and Logistics Simulator, a game that's not dissimilar to ETS or ATS, and it has something very specific that those two games don't have, which I think makes it a good contender at making the better. You want to figure out what that is? Cool, me too. Let's look at this. There's obviously a multiplayer that we're not going to play today. You start with a little bit of money. There is a progression in here if you want to play with that. There are cars, pickup, minivan, panel van, drop side van, rigid truck, other vehicles, monster truck. So there's a little bit of fun involved, but there's also a lot of logistics, and most vehicles come in different shapes, and this is either early access or fully released. Don't remember, but it's coming out today when you see this video, and there are a lot of different trucks, and most of these are really cool because the one feature that ETS and ATS don't have, and I don't think even with mods, I will try to show you. Let's get started. First, we're going to start with a simple minivan. I would like my traffic to be at 35. That's the max. Why this minivan? Because it's the only vehicle we can purchase. On the bottom here, it will tell you what type of jobs this vehicle can perform, and we can pull a caravan or pull a power unit. No, that's a cement mixer. We can get loaded with a forklift. We can get loaded with a forklift with a trailer, or we can use, this is like a light fixture type thingy, but everything is pretty straightforward. It tells you down here what the vehicle is, and I can tell you all the driving is very different for all the different vehicles, which I can very much appreciate. So the attention to detail, I think it's more than sufficient. Something that you should watch out for, you will start out with not a lot of fuel when you get started, but that's totally fine. So let's purchase this vehicle and see what we can do. Controls, nothing too complicated. You can do everything you want. You have a forklift axis and a forklift axis over here. You have normal driving, your cameras, you know, stuff. If you play multiplayer, something more fun. I believe you can probably play with manual shifts, but I only play on the keyboard, so I'm not going to do that. But if you have a full setup, this should be totally compatible if you want to. And there's our truck. Cool. There's our guy. You can change the guy's look if you really want to. You can even change the position of the seat and steering wheel and all the other things if you so choose. And if you really absolutely have to, you can change the vehicle color. Let's change the vehicle color because I feel like it today, which is wild. So customize your vehicle. Pretty simple. You have all these different options. The first one that may stand out is convoy equipment. You can purchase that for $3,500, which you don't have the money for yet, but everything else we should be able to afford. What color do we want? Well, something a little more, you know, purple red. Oh, the dark red. Yeah, I can do this. I think my kid would appreciate this color a little more, but we're going to compromise and go here, like the wine red. Yeah, that's a good one. What else do we have? We can do the dashboard. How do we want the dashboard to look and to be lighted? I would like, let's match the outside a little bit, like a little darker red. There's just a hint and just a tint of that, but I'm okay with that. Here's similar. Do we have a lot of colors? Yeah, there we go. Now we can actually see the effect of these guys. But as you can see, they're customizations if you really want them. If you hate this color, that's fine. It's fine. You do it however you want to do it. We can tint our windows really dark or really see-through. I'm going to go with really dark because you never know what you don't want to show other people. Then there's some lights. I am sure there's going to be mod support and other things. I haven't really heard much from the developers, but there are options here that make me think that everything is going to be optionable once you get to that point. So now that we have our custom van and we are in the Simu 14, not sure why that's called that way, but yeah, we're ready to go. Let's get started. It's relatively simple. All you have to do is press E to start the engine. Engine is started. You can zoom out a little bit. You can play with a controller, but honestly, I've been liking how it just handles how it plays, and then you just drive around. And it's pretty simple to find your jobs. And here's the thing. This map is humongous. It doesn't look humongous, but you have jobs that are 10 kilometers long. Is it a lot or not? It's a good 10 minutes driving or so. Like there's a lot of stuff going on here, and there's barely any straight roads. Like there's a straight road there and there's a straight road here, but all circles are job sites where you can pick up something and then you have to drop it off somewhere, and the drop-offs aren't necessarily next to construction sites. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, which I highly recommend just playing with it. And then there are fuel stations in places. There are fines, there are other things, but the fines are not overbearing like some other games. They're just there and they just happen, and we're probably going to come across those relatively soon. But for right now, let's just go and get our first job, which is right here. Hey, it's a caravan guy. Beautiful. So it tells you all the jobs that are available right now. Great. It can also tell you all the jobs that are available for the vehicles that you have right now. Okay, great. It can also tell you all the jobs that are available here for all the vehicles that you have, if you have more vehicles. And then if you want to, you can go in and purchase that vehicle, and some of them have different weight limits, etc., etc. But let's do the first one. How about we do this one, because that can show you a couple things, and it's only about 1,000 meters to drive, so that's perfect for video. And this is the thing that's going to be different. You actually get to load your stuff yourself, and it is not overbearing. We have to turn it on, okay, and then we go up or down with the forky forks. Perfect. Let's get to our pallet. And I'm not a professional forklift driver, so don't judge me, please, and thank you. We're just going to load this up a little bit. I am not super proficient at all of this yet, but I have played a good hour or two probably at this point, so I hope I'm not completely worthless. Put it in the back, unload it, pull it out, and then that guy's happy and just automatically takes care of the rest. Cool. I mean, it's not overbearing. You get to do it with this little forky fork, but there's more. Trust me. So let's get this one loaded as well. Let's see how proficient we can be at that. Come on, just get it in there. Good. Get it up. Get it backed up, and then put it on here. And the game is simulation enough to let you enjoy all the different aspects of it. But look at this. Haha, magic. And we'll just align it. It's just like, you know what, that's good enough. You don't have to do this perfectly. If that is what you're into, maybe simulation's not your thing, you should just find a job there. I'm of course kidding, but am I really? I enjoy this kind of stuff, but I just played a game not too long ago where I just felt every single thing in the simulation had to be perfectly executed every time. I was just like, you know what? I just want to play a game, and this game does exactly that. So kudos for that. Pretty cool. Now we're going to pull out of this. The wagon's going to close itself and figure all those things out. You can do more than that in some other games. They exist, but this is totally fine for me. Now we get to couple. Let's go here. Let's go back up a little bit. Beautiful. Oh, if you want to, I probably should show this, right? If you want to, let's change the view. And let's turn on some extra mirrors. Where are we? So it looks like we're nice and centered with our vehicle, and we have that little backup cam right there. Yep, I think this should be fine. Attach the trailer. If you don't believe me, we are now attached. So yeah, if you want to play with mirrors, that's totally fine, but they get really confusing after a while. Let's reset the camera, and off we go. If you really feel like it, turn signal. You can probably barely tell. Let's see. Yeah, there's a slight sheen in a couple places here on the lights, which is great. If we go, yeah, we can actually see it on the inside. Now I want to see, there's no control that get moved this way. That's totally fine. I was just wondering if you can see a lever or something move when you do that, but you can't. So we're gonna turn left. Cool. We're just following the GPS right now. It's nice and close, but again, I've done missions that are a good 10 kilometers from where you start, and it does take a while to get there. Is there a damage model? Yes, there is, and it actually affects your driving. Let's see if we can get a little bit of that. Sorry, excuse me. Oops. Not everything is demoable, but most things are. Like, we weren't fast enough for that thing. If you were a truck, that would have totally worked. There's a little dent in the front now, and that's fine. I don't know that we have a real issue with, and I just want to show you, I'm trying to get my wheel a little curvy, if that makes sense. Just want to get it out of alignment to show you that it's at some point actually relatively hard to drive straight. Perfect. It's already pulling to the right because I just hit something. That's all I wanted to show you. I think it's lovely because it's not overbearing. It's not awful. I think all the fines in those things are going to be unlocked once you have a little bit of money, like once you have some of the bigger vehicles, so you have the freedom of just driving however you want to go. But as you can see, I'm correcting here over and over and over again, and I think that's totally fair. If you screw up your delivery, like I just did by driving into the wrong traffic, then that is your problem. So deal with it. But you can always repair them. I guess I can show you how to repair, because most gas stations actually come with a repair shop, which is awesome. This vehicle only has front-wheel drive, which means it doesn't drive as well on dirty surface, which this one is doing and showing very well right now. So that's awesome. Let's back up. Tell these guys what to do. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. And the game is pretty forgiving. It's just like, you know what? This is close enough. Here's your thing. Cargo damage. Yep. Took a little bit of money off. 57 cents. Awesome. Base income, we got 885 cents. Coins. Let's call them coins. Yeah, let's call them coins. Why not? Almost 1,000 for that. And we got a couple bonuses, etc., etc. Fragile cargo didn't get damaged. Don't know how we didn't damage it that much, but that's fine. And there you go. It's just a experience that you gain, and you can level up, etc., etc. It's really just about money as far as I know, but I think that's totally fine. So the vehicle is still pulling to the right slightly. Let's go get some stuff fixed. We're gonna go in here. Let's see, there's my shop. I'm just gonna go over to the shop, and the prices are really fair. It's very easy to just say, you know what? Sure, just repair it. And it didn't even tell me how much it cost. It's like under $100. It's not very expensive. It's very similar to getting fuel done over here, which stop engine, get refueled. There's your thing. Cost us what, $60? $60 to refuel. Beautiful. There's a day and night cycle in the game, and I already found that I don't always want that, and you can change it to whatever you feel like. You can always be in the night, you can always be in the day. Time of day, let's see here. I think I want something like this. It's a little cloudy, so it's confusing. Time speed can be really fast or effectively static. Then you can also set it up to all these things. Anything you want. I think it's really nice because at night you do have to worry about lights and stuff, but it's not prohibiting and you can still see everything. So what else should we play with? The drop side vans are pretty cool because they actually start letting you play with the bobcats or little wheelies or skid loaders, however you want to call them, but you have those options too, and you get these a little bigger. However, I very much appreciate this guy because it lets you start playing with these wheel loaders, and I really like the articulated steering of this guy. We do have the bigger trucks that can also haul the bigger stuff, and they can actually haul the vehicle transports, which I'm really hoping we can get to. This one only has rear-wheel drive. So does this one. This one has all-wheel drive, so we probably want to play with this guy to keep moving. After you purchase this, let's customize it again. What ugly color can I come up with today? I think a really nice dark green will bring the point across really well. Well, as you can see, our suspension works really well, so that's good. We should be close to distribution center here. Let's see what they have for jobs for us, and I hope it's something with cars because I never got to load a full trailer with everything that's going on. Look at this. What do we want? Do we want trucks? Do we want cars? Do we want... Oh, they literally have almost everything here. I think we want to do this. Well, we want to do a short one. 2,000, 2,000, 1,000, 6,000. Honestly, let's do one with the 2,000s because it will show us a little bit more of the scenery. That one is really long. 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Why is it so hard to decide? This one. Sure. That one looks great. Let's play with that guy. So let's load up the car trailer. I'm assuming it's very similar to what we already did. Where are you? Lower the upper deck, load vehicles. Okay. Usually it's... Oh, look at that. Oh, I get to adjust this. This is great. I love it. And I was just like, yeah, this is what I mean. It's not overbearing in terms of simulation. I think the controls are not perfect, but you can totally customize whatever you want to customize. So it's really up to you to do whatever you need to do. And then I guess we're gonna get this little Range Rover, not Range Rover at all, up on our thing. There we go. How many vehicles do you think we get to load onto this thing? No. There we go. That was the first one. Oh, it's just replacing them. Perfect. I really like backing up, I guess. It's just a really hard corner to take with, like, I don't want to damage our nice little Range Rovers here. Let's see. We're gonna get them all on the truck. Yeah. Yes. Perfect. And that is the last one. I don't know if you saw that, but the game turned all the vehicles around for me because it really wants them to look that way. I'm not sure why that is necessary, but I will just allow it. So, all right, Trucky, can you do your thingy now? I think you can. Let's attach this trailer. You can totally play this first person only. I don't think there's a problem, and I'm assuming there's also a setting that lets you keep it first person only. But that's not what we're doing right now. I may actually have to do that because we have to drive pretty far behind our truck, which makes it a little harder to get all the navigation right. But okay, there's a little thingamajig making sure I'm not stealing something. And now I'm going to show you a quick time lapse of how it looks when we drive across the map. As you can see, we made it. The game likes to tell you with arrows what directions things are supposed to be delivered or parked or like any of those things. It feels like it's very flexible with those demands. So we can usually get pretty close by just keeping the game pretty happy by just getting here, like right there. Look at that perfect score on everything. Got everything done, got a little bit of money. Beautiful. Let's look at one more vehicle before we get to the monster truck and make a wrap on this, which is the rigid truck with the dumper. It can only carry 2 different things, which is perfect for what we're going to do. We're actually not going to make it ugly, are we? No, but I do want to show you, if you do want to customize the vehicle with this thing, now that we have a little bit of money, this is what it looks like. It just adds some nicety around it, and you need that for some convoy behavior, which I haven't played with convoys. It just didn't feel like the thing that I wanted to do just yet, but that's totally fine. Let's drive with this guy because it will be very, very fun. All right, there we are. We are exactly where we where we just dropped the last job off, and I don't think there's anything for us to pick up, so please wait for a minute. I will get some fuel and get a job for us. Here we are, construction site. No, I didn't refuel yet because it wasn't actually on the way, and that's totally fine. But yeah, I do like that articulated steering because we have 3 wheels that are doing a little bit of the steering work, which I think is pretty cool. Let's see what this guy has for us. No, you cannot drive the excavator yet. I asked them that, and hopefully that's coming at some point. We're going to drive these guys. Let's get that job because, again, it's nice and close, which is what we like for videos. And we're going to drive the truck very last when I give you my opinions. But this is where we are, and those rocks have to go somewhere. Let's turn on our guy. Again, you can drive from here. I think it may actually be easier in this case. But for you to see something, that's not really how this works. So we're going to get these rocks. And the game makes it really easy to let you not get super frustrated with it, because if too many rocks get out of this area without landing in the desired receptacle? Container. Receptacle. Let's call it receptacle. They will just get teleported back here and just like, you know what, buddy? Let's not make this a frustrating experience for you. Let's just make it an experience. That's all we're looking for. And it's honestly lovely because these things, they never get tied down. This is a rock truck trailer, obviously. Wow, I got 6 in there. I never done that before. Usually it's like 2 or 4. But that's awesome. This is a rock truck, so stuff just gets stuck in there. And later on, as you will see, you actually get to dump them with your trailer, which this is the thing that I'm saying that ATS and ETS really don't let you do. They just park your truck somewhere, wait a little bit of time, and then you get whatever load you want it to have. This guy actually makes you work for it, and again, the controls are very forgiving. Let's go with that. Sure, why not? It's fun enough. I'm really hoping they let you get an excavator and actually do some other fill types, but this so far is pretty fine because I'm also pretty sure there's not a huge development team behind this. May only be one or a few people, or just a smaller team in general. I know they have a publisher, but it's definitely... It definitely does exactly what I need it to do. What happens when you tip your truck over when you drive? Well, you can play hardcore and just say, restart the whole thing for me, please. Or you can be a reasonable person. Sorry, truck. I'm making a pixie out of this. I'm talking too much. I guess I only counted two rocks out of that load. That's fine. What happens? Well, you can reset your vehicle, and your load will just respawn if it really fell out of your container, which I think, again, is one of those other non-frustrating experience, which makes ETS and ATS really, really good, because you can just play the game. You don't have to worry about too much of the peripherals, so let's keep that going. I'm going to get this full, and then we're going to go get on the road and move it all around. I swear I didn't park that, that wheel loader where it is right now, but... Okay, the game insists that I did that. If you really don't like this experience of the loading and unloading, there's a setting to just turn it off if you feel like that. However, again, this is one of the reasons why I feel like this game has something on the ATS and ETS. So now, we're just gonna go wherever the thing needs to go. I probably need to get fuel before that. I hope I drive by a fuel station, but these rocks, they're not tied down. They're just there. So, another quick trip through the neighborhood, and then we go on the monster truck and show you some fun. May as well show you a little bit of the prettiness of the game. We are getting to the sunset area, and it is sufficiently pretty enough. There's nothing wrong with this. I'm getting a couple FPS issues here just because there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a nice little speed trap. If you know where they are, you can avoid all of them. I've driven this road now, what, 5 times, so I definitely don't know where they are. You can always take the shortcuts. Sometimes they're stupid ideas, and sometimes they are perfectly appropriate, etc., etc. We're going to go, I guess, this little single route. Yep, squeeze by. Perfect. There's no way to damage these rocks, right? Like, what's a damaged rock look like? Like a rock. Yeah, that's totally fine, totally perfect. Let's get through here. I can see the game chugging a little bit, and I had a couple of those areas, but I just blame that this is also a very early build of this game, so I think we're going to see a lot more just improvements in general if there are certain things that you don't currently like. But that's totally fine. Let's see where we're going to take this. Right there, and the nice thing is the game actually asks you to unload both of these individually. So let's get our trailer lined up and get a little bit of stuff going here. Hold on. Hold on. Let's go. Let's go a little further. Yep, you're doing amazing. You're doing an amazing job. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Dump them here, and it's very simple. You just use your mouse again. I think it's a little too fine for that control, for what I want, but that's totally okay. And at some point the game's just like, you know what? I think we should disconnect or detach your trailer right here. I'm just like, you know what? I was still trying to get that out of the way because now my dumping area is a little overloaded. But again, it's an early build. I think those are things that can easily be fixed. Like only unhook the trailer when the player unhooks the trailer is a pretty easy thing to implement, so I'm not terribly worried about that part being a problem for very long. But here you go. We're currently just locked a little bit. There are a couple more of those rocks, and yeah, they paid for fuel. Nice of them. we got that on the way. But there you go. That's what this one looks like. And the last one we're gonna do is let's go play with the big boy, our little monster truck. And yes, you can totally do jobs with it, but why would you do that? It just gets that little trailer hitch attached 8 feet down, and that's not cool. Let's purchase this guy. Cost us a little bit of money. We definitely want this to look different, and I think a nice, cool, oh yeah, sexy blue. Oh yeah, we're gonna go with sexy blue, right? Good. Let's see what this one does. What do you think a monster truck in a transportation game actually feels like? Exactly. We don't want to play at night though, because this one requires daytime. We're just going to play as in pause time mode anyways. But let's get going, because to be fair, this truck handles and plays really, really nice. I don't know what to tell you. And what do you think happens if you... Whoop. We're driving a monster truck, just kind of on purpose. But what do you think will happen when we drive over that? Nothing. What do you think happens when we drive over that thing? That's right. it's just a little fun thing. It costs a little bit of money, so that's great. But they're really nice, and they're really easy to transport or to just move around. And I will tell you, I have seen some ramps in certain areas, and this obviously it's just for fun now, but yeah, there are some ramps, and there may actually be one on the other side of that thing. I'm just not anywhere close to it. Am I losing oil? Oh, that'd be really cool if this is oil, but I'm not sure that is oil. It would just be really nice. But yeah, there are ramps, there are other things that you can just play with and do your things with, and that's all great. And once you actually get stuck, recover vehicle is a pretty easy reset trick that you can just play. So, truck and logistics simulator. I think, honestly, it's a really fun game for certain people, especially if you are in the realm of just you like driving big trucks, big machinery, you like driving some... just the vehicles that I just showed you, and the landscape is totally fine, totally pretty and appropriate. It has a lot of different drop-off spaces, like this one down here is a space where you would bring your caravan to, and it just lets you do whatever you want to do, and the vehicles all handle a little different. We only drove four different vehicles at this point, and those were just the tip of the iceberg, really. There's a lot more going on that I think most of you will appreciate. And yeah, look at this, just cool. I hope that the damage model gets a little bit more updated, a little bit more obvious, because yeah, we have a couple dents now in our truck, but I think we want a little more than that. But it's in a really good place already. Stop jumping like that. But that's all I have. Thank you so much for watching. This is the thing. Thanks for the developers for sending me a key. It should release today at the time of releasing this video, unless anything changes. And I hope you guys appreciated something. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.